Take my hand, lead me on, stand I Lord, take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me home. Good evening, Shirley. I'm sitting up here reading my scripture and meditating on a question my women's group posed to me the other day. They asked me what I thought were the freedoms of being a woman of God. Child, I didn't tell them what I thought. Told them what I know.
Yes. Yes.
Being a woman of God, it frees you, babies.
Yeah.
It frees you from those strongholds of your past.
Yes.
It frees you and heals you from those hurts and disappointments that carve gorges in your spirit. It frees you from the restrictions of this cruel old world and calls you to be the woman that God created you to be and not what this world says you are. Ooh, Jesus. Take Mary, for instance. Now, I'm going to get real with y'all. Can you imagine being engaged and then finding yourself pregnant when you ain't been intimate with the man you engaged to? Lord have mercy. Get alone. Intimate with any man at all. Oh, scandal. Try pulling that off today. Child, let me tell you. That young man gonna leave you, and your business gonna be spread all over that Facebook, social media, whatnot. And girl, your post would go viral long before you knew about it. I never understood why the young folks like that word viral. It just sounds like a disease, you know?
Initially, I was troubled when the angel of the Lord appeared to me and said that I would be with child, for I was a virgin. But I focused on the words that were uttered to me. Greetings, you who are highly favored. The Lord is with you. Do not be afraid. Oh, what liberating words for one's ears to hear and spirit to feel. So although my culture condemned women who engaged in sex before marriage by stoning them to death, I did not fear man. I knew the truth, and the truth would set me free. My trust was rooted in the words of the Lord. The Lord is with you. Do not be afraid. The Lord had entrusted me, Mary of Nazareth, to bring forth the life of the one who would sacrifice his life to save ours. And he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. The Lord had ordained this life to be, and therefore no one could stop his plan. So my betrothed Joseph, also being a believer, took me as his wife, and is now the earthly father to this precious gift that I house in my womb. When you are walking in the freedom of the Lord, you can stand firm on his promises, with your head held high, not being restricted by who or what this world says you are. I refuse to walk in shame. I am a servant of the Lord. May everything that he ordained for me come to pass.
Amen. 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 Yes. Thank you, Lord.
Amen. Bless her soul. Now, I can't talk about being a woman walking in the freedom of the Lord and not mention Harriet Tubman. Born a slave in Dorchester County, Maryland. Young Harriet was whipped and beaten as a young girl by various slave masters and owners. So she knew the penalty for going against the man and the masters. But most importantly, Harriet knew the liberty to be had in trusting the Lord.
The impending death of my slave master meant that I would be sold and my family broken apart. And I refused to allow the broadest family to decide my fate. There were two things that I had the right to: liberty or death. And if I couldn't have one, I would certainly have the other. So when I made my escape, I used the network known as the Underground Railroad. A journey of over 90 miles I would make, all on foot. 13 missions in all. My God, and I freed 70 slaves. Yes, sir, 70. I had to travel by night to avoid the law and the slave hands out rounding up runaways. At times the journey could be hard on the body and the mind. But I trusted the Lord. There were times where you didn't know if you were going to make it from one post to the next. if you're gonna come out from under those brushes and feel the hot searing pain of a whip across your back. That whip, unfortunately, is one of my earliest memories. And with each journey, I walked with the Lord. I walked in the freedom of the Lord. I trusted Him. Having been freed spiritually, gave me the desire to have my physical freedom and to help others to be free, not just physically, but spiritually too. I never ran my train off the track, and I never lost a passenger. That first time I crossed into that Pennsylvania line, it was such relief and awe. I had to look at my hands to see if I was the same person. There was such a glory over everything. The sun shone through the trees like gold and fell across the land. I thought I was in heaven. I'm telling you, my sisters, I am so grateful for all the women that came before me that leaned into Jesus, trusting and believing in the freedoms to be had in Him. I'm grateful for Mary, the one who showed strength to birth into this world, the one that would free us all. My sisters, I don't know about you, but I refuse to live a life of bondage.
Amen. Yes. Amen.
You got to be free here before you can be free here.
Amen.
There's liberty in Jesus, my sisters.
Yes.
Hold fast to Him. Having been free spiritually, gave me my drive to be free physically. You're free, my sisters. You're free.
Well, I don't know. That defines what walking in liberty is like. Oh, now, this next one, I must say, she excites me a little bit, y'all. Pull it together, Esther. Pull it together. Okay. Woo! Mrs. Michelle LaBon Robinson Obama, the first African American First Lady in the history of the People's House. Now, during an armchair conversation in Denver, Colorado, Mrs. Obama was commended on breaking that glass ceiling by becoming the first African American First Lady. Now, when asked which one of those glass shards cut the deepest when she shattered that ceiling, you know what her answer was, y'all? She said the glass shards that were intended to cut. Y'all know what she's talking about, right? She's referring to a Facebook post in which a West Virginia county employee had a nerve to call Michelle, my Belle, an ape in heels. Now, that social media gives them cowards a platform to hide behind. Now, growing up as a young girl in Macon, Georgia, before the Civil Rights Movement now, I ain't gonna tell you my age, don't ask it. I've been called everything but a child of God. But I tell you this, I can't imagine what it's like to have all that hatred and bigotry, jealousy, and evil directed towards me, plastered for the whole world to see. But you know what? Michelle never got in the gutter with the shallow mind. Never lost her class, never lost her temper. And she could have, but she didn't. When they go low, we go high.
Glory.
Hello, everyone. Well, thank you for that introduction, Aunt Esther. Now, being the first African American woman to serve as First Lady in the People's House of the United States was a challenge. And I faced an onslaught of racism. What Aunt Esther just mentioned, that was just one of many incidents. But, I can't pretend that those experiences didn't hurt. Because that would be letting the perpetrators off the hook and put me at a disadvantage. However, you should never view your challenges as a disadvantage.
Amen.
Instead, you need to understand that your experience in facing and overcoming adversity is actually one of your greatest advantages. Now, the Lord uses our trials. He uses all our trials as a way to show us, to help us become, to glorify Him. There's no other way to say it. And what I mean by that is, we need to glorify the Lord. And He uses those experiences to strengthen and prune us for His glory. Because every challenge that we overcome is a testament to His power and majesty. So women, I encourage you to strive to succeed despite the setbacks. Reach for that glass ceiling. And when you do, there may be shards that come down, and they're meant to cut. And women, we live with these cuts every single day. We're cut by, and we don't even realize we're being cut. You may be cut because, simply for being a woman. You may be cut because you had a child out of wedlock. You may be cut because you're a struggling single mother, trying to be a single parent. All these cuts, we endure these cuts every single day, and we're bleeding every single day because we're women, we get up. Because that's what we do. We're women, we're going to get up. Right on this? That's right, amen. And those cuts, they hurt. And I get it. They hurt, but in time, they will heal. And when they do heal, you're left with scars. But those scars are there to remind you. And women, we must acknowledge those scars. Because, and look to the source of our healing, who is the Lord Jesus Christ.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
He is the source of our healing. And through him, all things are possible. Amen, amen. But they didn't let me do this in the White House, I tell you. So women, I encourage you to keep striving. And when those stars come down, like I said, it's just a remembrance that he is the one who saved us.
Amen.
Oh, I'm choked up. I'm so sorry. So, when you've worked hard and done well, and you've broken that glass ceiling, and you finally make it through that doorway of opportunity, you don't shut it. You don't slam it shut behind you. No, you reach back and pull our sisters up.
Amen.
Because we must stand together. We must support each other. And we must stand together in the liberty in which God has set us free. And not be entangled again in the yoke of bondage. I will not let my wounds define me. And I pray that you don't let them define you. Thank you.
Well said. Oh, man. I want to indulge a little old woman. It's a Friday night, and I'm just so moved by the speakers that we have today. And it's just so nice to be here with you all today. This next one coming up. Special. Love this song. I have another first for you all. Miss Misty Copeland, the first African-American principal dancer in the American Ballet Theater's 75th history. Misty's appointment to principal dancer was 14 years in the making since she first joined the ABT. Now, young Misty's appointment to principal dancer, I love saying it, is not the only reason her ethnicity makes it so historic. No, Misty herself is a tiny thing. Only 5'2". But she packs a punch when she dances, doesn't she? Yes, now, if you know anything about ballet, you know that's kind of short. Very short for ballet. And to add insult to injury and all her naysayers, she didn't start training till she was 14 years old. But you know, she didn't let what society deems acceptable stop her from pursuing her dreams. No, sugars, no. And she didn't let the harsh racism or criticism stop her. No, she went and pursued her dreams and danced into her destiny.
I believe I have inside.
Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty in which God has set us free, and be not entangled again by the yoke of bondage.